Hi, I'm Brian. Welcome to my channel. I like to talk about things like tech and cycling. Today is a tech day. For some reason, Insta360 sent me this Ace Pro 2 camera along with the Creator Kit bundle to try. Now, I'm not sure why they did it. I have less than 1,000 subscribers, but who am I to say no to a camera? This right here is the most recent version of their action camera. It competes with like GoPro and DJI Osmo Actions, and I like Insta360 products, so when I got this, I'm like kind of interested to give it a shot. I wouldn't have probably bought this on my own because I have older action cameras that I'm happy with, but again, who am I to say no to a camera? But anyway, this box right here comes with 2 batteries. They have a version of this that has just 1 battery in it, but the 2 battery version is $20 more than the single battery version, and the batteries on their own cost 35 bucks a piece, so you're already saving $15. So let's just pretend the single battery version of this camera isn't out there, which is perfect for them because that's what they want us to think. On an individual, 20 bucks isn't that big a deal, but at a corporate level, when you sell, millions of units with it for an extra 20 bucks, man, you're making lots of cash, aren't you? So let's continue on with what's in this Creator Kit bundle. Inside this bundle is another battery. All right, so just off the bat, you've got 3 batteries. Cool. I think when you have an action camera, you need to have at least 2 batteries. For them to throw in a 3rd battery for this kit is a good thing. Now, also, they threw in this fast charging hub. This is part of the kit as well, and also a extra SD card. I think the fast charging hub is pretty useful when you have multiple batteries. I know that you can charge the battery inside the camera, but if you have multiple batteries, you don't want to be constantly swapping it out. You just charge them all at once, so that's a pretty good thing. They've included a screen protector and a mini tripod. Now, there's 2 mini tripods you can buy on their site. There's this regular version that I have and a 2.0 version. I'm not really sure of the difference in the two. They're both little tripods. But I think what I want to do in this particular video is to open up all this stuff. And don't worry, I know unboxings can be kind of boring, so we'll just snap through these things really fast and just put our hands on them and see how they feel. And then we'll go through the prices of each one and see is it cheaper to buy them individually, or is it cheaper to buy as a bundle? Do you really need all this stuff? I don't know. It's kind of personal preference, but we'll figure that out. So on that note, let's just start cracking these boxes open and see what we have. Okay, let's start off with the Ace Pro 2 itself. Okay, what's next? Battery. Yeah, it comes with a case. Alright, and a little spot for your SD card. Okay, what's next? Alright, we're still talking batteries, so let's do the fast charge hub next. Okay, nice. Places for 3 batteries. And they all fit. What's next? Okay, the screen protector. Well, what screen? First, it's the back screen on the camera. You get a lot of stuff here. You get an applicator kit, 2 screen protectors, and this little doodad that I guess you use to kind of clear out the bubbles. Alright, what's next? A micro SD card. Nothing too fancy here. It's upside down. Okay, it's 128 gigabytes of space, and it's your standard SD card that can keep up with the demands of this particular camera. What's next? Okay, it's the mini 2-in-1 tripod. Not the 2.0 version, just the original. Okay, you actually get some interesting things with this particular tripod. I mean, first you get directions on how to use it. That's kind of unusual. So what we have in here is the actual tripod itself. You have this 1/4-inch mount adapter and these weird locking screws. I mean, usually with GoPros or this sort of setup, you get these thumb screws. Not in this particular case. You get these locking screws. So let's put it in real quick. This just goes in as normal, just like any other thing. Now when you put this in, let's see, I gotta get the holes lined up. There we go. You push it all the way in, then you turn it, I guess, from here to here, and then it pinches shut like this. Now, if you're a cyclist, this is kind of like a through axle almost, but there's no thumb screws. It just opens and it pulls out. It's a little stiff because it's brand new. Once you start using it, I'm sure it'll loosen up a little bit. See, already it's kind of easy to do. So that's kind of cool, a little different. And it looks like they partnered with PJY Tech on this particular thing, so you know it's going to be good. It just opens up, and there's your 2-in-1. I guess it's like nice extended tripod. Okay, let's see how far this extends. About 12 inches. You really do have a lot of stuff here. The whole kit itself is $514, and the camera itself is $420 of that. So let's look at each of the accessories on their own and see if you really need it and how much it costs by itself and what that does to the price if you maybe exclude it. All right, let's get on to that part. Okay, let's look at our accessories. The first one is the battery. It's always good to have an extra battery around, that's for sure. The next item is the fast charging hub at $50. This is probably the most valuable accessory. If you're going to have multiple batteries, especially with an action camera, you need a way to charge them all at the same time because doing them individually just takes way too long. This next one is the screen protector at $20. I don't really know if this is that valuable. I don't have them on any of my other action cameras. The SD card's always good to have around. You can never have enough of those. And finally the tripod, which it's pretty interesting, but $30 might seem a little steep. Alright, so let's look at all the numbers together. The camera itself is $420. If you get the bundle, $94 of the $514 is the accessories. If you buy them all individually, they add up to $160, which is an awful lot. So the bundle's looking pretty good. So let's look at the accessories one more time. The battery, the fast charge hub, the protector, the card, and the tripod. If you bought them individually, I mean, the battery and the charging hub are probably the most valuable, but at that point, you've already spent $85. You know, $9 more, and you can get the screen protector, the card, and the tripod for next to nothing. So I think that when you look at the cost of the bundle, it's a significantly greater savings than just trying to buy them individually. Even if you just pick and choose just a couple that you want and skip the rest, it's still a really good deal. Well, that about wraps it up. It's pretty apparent that the Creator Bundle is a good deal if you're buying one of these Ace Pro 2 cameras. Now, the next step is, like, how does it actually work? I'm going to take this camera out on a bike ride, look at some of the details of the camera, and we'll see what sort of footage I can collect. And, you know, it's a good deal price-wise, but how does it perform in the field? We'll find out. So on that note, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.